Here are RotoWire's 5 budget quarterbacks to draft in 2025 fantasy football leagues, starting out with Brock Purdy of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Purdy is not the same value he was earlier in the offseason when he was about quarterback 14. He's now about quarterback 10, but that makes him a budget. Any quarterback that you're able to draft, 12-team leagues in the 9th or so round, that means you waited. That means they're a budget. Look, Brock Purdy did not have a great season last year. His touchdowns fell from 31 in 2023 to 20 last year. That wasn't good. His interceptions went up to 12, but you got to give Purdy a pass on this. Brandon Ayuk missed more than half of the season. Christian McCaffrey missed more than half of the season, and all-world left tackle Trent Williams missed a lot of time. That is a lot of weaponry that Brock Purdy is dependent upon. Now, this year, the band is back. Ayuk might need a little time to reacclimate, but they have Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings in the mix there to help as well. I know Deebo Samuel left, but I think that's all going to be fine because Kyle Shanahan runs a passing offense that's very difficult for opposing defenses. And as long as Purdy has weapons, he'll be fine. Remember this too, 49ers defense, they have lost a lot of infrastructure over the years. This is a defense that's probably not going to be dominant. They're going to give up some points. And that means Brock Purdy's going to have to throw the ball, making him a very good budget quarterback. The next budget quarterback is Justin Fields of the New York Jets. And Justin Fields has commonly been the quarterback 11 in average fantasy drafts. Now, as a passer, no, he's not great, but he got enough done in Chicago in 2023. Remember, he led DJ Moore to 1,360 yards and 8 touchdowns, led Cole Kmet to 700 plus yards and 6 touchdowns. So Justin Fields can support some passing attack, but it's his running ability that makes him a potential league winner. Now, last year, his few starts in Pittsburgh, the runs were not weaponized. They did not use him creatively as a run. They just wanted to be safe. Remember back to Chicago, 2022, Fields rushed for 1,143 yards. That is insane. That's better than Lamar Jackson numbers. Now, Fields missed some time the following year in 2023, but Justin Fields still was on a per game basis, leading him to about 860 yards in those 13 games. That was the pace. So he, again, is a game breaker from a running perspective. And we know this. Running quarterbacks are the key and the cheat code in fantasy football. So Justin Fields, definitely buy in because he's going to be running the ball with the New York Jets and getting some production with his receiver, Garrett Wilson. If you're enjoying this breakdown, take a second to hit like and subscribe. It helps us keep the fantasy advice coming. And if you want even more of RotoWire's tools, rankings, and insights, got a 15% discount just for our YouTube viewers. You head to rotowire.com, choose your subscription, and use the code YouTube15 at checkout. All right, our next budget quarterback, Caleb Williams. Now, Caleb Williams is going around quarterback 12 in drafts, and all these quarterbacks are pointing out are at or outside the top 10 quarterbacks in the average drafts. Caleb Williams was not great as a rookie, but he showed flashes. 489 rushing yards. Now, that was because he was often running for his life, but still, he has that ability. We also saw 7 games at multiple touchdowns. We had 4 games at 300 yards, and that was on a team no design on offense. The offensive line could not pick up pressure at all. Well, the Bears revamped the offensive line. They brought in offensive whiz Ben Johnson, and Caleb Williams even has extra targets. Rome Odunze bumps up to the number 2 role with Keenan Allen gone. They draft Luther Burden, and of course, the 10th pick on Colston Loveland. Caleb Williams is in a position to excel this year. The breakout many wanted as a rookie or the debut, whatever you call it, Caleb Williams now has the potential to do that. Dak Prescott's the next budget quarterback, going as the quarterback 13 in average drafts. Now, Prescott's had injury issues. He's missed time over the last 5 years quite a bit. But remember this, when Prescott's healthy, he is one of the best in the game. In 2019, 2021, and 2023, he was either the quarterback 2, quarterback 3, or quarterback 7. This year, I don't expect Dallas to be able to run the football with any sustaining rushing attack. They're going to have to pass. The defense, they have a lot of injuries that carry over from last year. This team's going to have to score. Well, Prescott not only has CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson's back, and George Pickens is added to the mix. This is a great opportunity for Prescott to continue to be that dominant quarterback. He's going cheap. He could win your league. Finally, CJ Stroud has gotten cheaper and cheaper as the offseason is going on. Early in the offseason, CJ Stroud was the quarterback 17. He's the quarterback 20 in average drafts right now. Look, last year was disappointing. CJ Stroud had a great rookie year. There were issues with the offense last year. They changed the system. It didn't benefit Stroud. The defense has made adjustments to Stroud. Stroud wasn't coached up to have answers. But that was the point. Stroud saw the league's adjustments. Coaching or not, CJ Stroud showed he's a star level player as a rookie. So now CJ Stroud gets to make his adjustment back to the league. Nico Collins at receiver, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Nolan, Christian Kirk should play the slot. There are weapons here. Offensive line may not be great, but remember, CJ Stroud in the 2 NFL playoff games last year, he's not normally a runner, ran for 42 yards in each game. Maybe CJ Stroud's about to unlock that as well. But as a cheap quarterback too, CJ Stroud is definitely a value quarterback you want to pair up with another QB.